Welcome back, Mindsetters, to this awesome June 16 day. I hope you guys are also Googling what it is all about, because it is Youth Day, as you guys know already. I know you know this. Remember that you can also call us today on 086 105 8262, just so that we have all your questions and you guys can chat to us as well. And the first 5 callers will be getting the math literacy or any other book that you guys need, that you guys have to use for our winter school, which is starting on the 2nd of July. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there as well. Ilana, over to you.
Hi, welcome back. Let's now calculate Unpause mean mark. Let's just change the color pen so we can see the difference. Let's go for green. Let's just get our table back up. Okay, so now what we can see is Unpause got one less test result. He's got 36, 42, 48, 58, 60, 61, 62, 76, and 86. We're going to follow the same process as we followed to work out Dina's mean mark. We're going to add up all of the percentages, count how many there are, and then divide by that amount of numbers. And I'm going to stress again that you need to push the equal sign before you divide. Let's get the calculator, and let's bring it down a bit. There we go. So we're going to do 36. Let's first clear. 36 plus 42 plus 48 plus 58 plus 60 plus 61 plus 62 plus 76 plus 86. Don't forget, at this point we need to push equals, and that gives us 529. Just write that down. It's going to be 529 divided by, should be 9 because it's 1 less than Dina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's get our calculator back. 529 divided by 9. That gives us, SD to put it into decimal form, 58. If we're rounding this off to 1 decimal place, we're going to look at the 7 in the second place. The 7 tells us to bring the first 7 up to 8. 58.8. If we were rounding it off to the first, to the unit column, this 7 would tell us to make this 8 go up to a 9. But seeing though that we've rounded this one off to 2 places, let's keep to 1 place. Let's keep this one to 1 place. So 58.8. Just go back to the green pen. 58.8. So if we had to compare these two averages, it looks like Dina's average, well it is, Dina's average is slightly more than Unpause average or mean. Let's move on to 1.3. Okay. Calculate the range. We just have to remember what the word range means. Range means the biggest number minus the smallest number. Okay, so we go back to our table with our marks. And we should check that they're in order first. We should have checked that in the beginning, that we check that they're in order from the smallest mark to the biggest mark. I just saw that they were in order, so I carried on. I forgot to mention that. Are they in order? Yes. So Dina's range would be 86 minus 48. The biggest number minus the smallest number. Let's write that down. 86 minus 48. Let's keep hers in orange. 86 minus 48. Either use your calculator or do that in your head. I'm going to go for the calculator. 86 minus 48, and that's equal to 38. So I've got to get a pen. That was 38. I know it hasn't asked us to calculate Unpau's range, but let's do his anyway. It's always a good measure to compare the two. So Unpau's range would be the biggest number, they're in the correct order, from smallest to biggest, would be 86 minus 36. And let's just change color. So his would be 86 minus 36. And let's do that on our calculator. Well, we don't really need to. We can say that that is 50. If you weren't sure, please take out your calculators and use your calculators. They must be your best friend. It's just good to have a comparison to see that Dina's biggest minus smallest is less than Unpau's biggest minus smallest. Okay, now let's look at 1.3.4. Dina stated that she did better in her practice tests than what Unpau did. Give 2 reasons to support Dina's claim. Well, 2 things we can look at. We can look at the mean mark. We can look at 3 things in this question. We can look at the mean mark, we can look at the median mark, and we can look at the range, the biggest minus smallest. Let's just summarize that information at the bottom of our page. Okay, so let's have a look at Dina first. Let's look at Dina's mean. Let's look at Dina's median.
Do you think we should maybe just discuss it with them, Ilana, and then we can move on to another question as well?
Okay.
We can just discuss it. I think that their median, if I remember correctly, was
up to
the
the
same.
page.
So how then can we say that the one is better than the other when their median was the same?
We'll have to look at their mean marks,
Okay. So we got to
their
look-
averages.
so
Who's
their median's the same, we know that. So now we're going to look at their mean, and in the mean we saw that whose was better?
Dina's mark was better. Dina's mean was 62.5, and Unpau's mark was 4 less.
Okay, so Dina so far is doing better on the average. What do we say,
I
Kat? We're
say
doing better on
Dina's
the
doing
average.
great.
And then we're going to look at their range. And we said that the range, in actual fact, Dina's was smaller. But why is a smaller range better?
I would say, Hayley, that the smaller the range, the closer together the marks, which means her marks are more consistent. And they're closer. If you look at the maximums are both 86, so and the minimums are both, the one is 48 and Unpau's is 36, which means that Dina's marks are closer together and higher than 48.
So that's great, Matrix. So you get that. When the range is smaller, what you need to remember is that it is more consistent. And especially seen as we're dealing with the maximum here of the same value. So then when they're closer together, it makes it more consistent. And guys, you can honestly give your examiners any answer as long as it makes sense and they can follow your train of thought. Am I not right?
You
Ilana?
have to substantiate. You've got to explain why you are saying what you are saying. You can't just say things. You've got to explain that the person who's reading your work understands why you are saying what you are saying, which it will get you the marks.
Okay, perfect. Should we move on to the next question?
Thanks, Hayley.
Do you want to start the next question?
Okay. How do I
Just
go on to
move.
the next? Oh, here.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay,
we
so
Is it the same?
let's just have a look. It's the same question. How do we go to the next
No.
question?
Okay.
Oh.
Practice. Go to start reading 1.4.
Oh, okay. So 1.4. Sorry. Dina and Unpau both practice speed reading in order to improve the time they spend reading text. Unpau reads at a rate of 2 words per second. That means every 2. Let me just underline that first. Unpau reads at a rate of 2 words per second. In 1 second, she reads 2 words. Dina found that she can read 2 pages with an average of 270 words per page within 3 minutes. Let's just highlight that because that is an important piece of information. She can read 2 pages with an average of 270 words per page. That means on every page, and that's taking her 3 minutes. show by calculation whether Dina reads at a faster rate than Mpo. If we are going to
Ilana, sorry, before you carry on, so that they can write everything down and get their thoughts in, can we go for a quick ad break, please?
Sure, thank
Thank
you.
you. Guys, during this ad break, you can ask any questions that you perhaps had on the last and any questions that you have on this one. Perhaps you need some clarification of sorts or anything. Send it through to us because we're here for you. See you after the break.